Hey Ben, right, let's get started before the Elgato decides to die on us again. So yeah, Dragon Quest. I have nothing to put in the background to make it look more Dragon Questy. If I had a shelf behind me, perhaps I could put my Amiibo on there, but as it stands, he's standing in front of the Switch. So how are you today? Everyone stand for the national anthem of JRPGs. I would stand, but then you'll just get to see like my shorts. I don't think you want that. Really good, thanks. Also grinding. I mean, grinding would be the only thing we're doing. We'll be buying items. I don't know how far we're gonna get, but Dragon Quest is a super long game, so probably make some progress today. I'm gonna let the music play. Well, I'm talking over it, but it's the Dragon Quest theme. Can't not listen to it. Although it is sort of a slightly more understated version than some versions. Also makes it abundantly clear I'm playing the Switch version. Although I'm playing what was originally a Famicom game that got ported to SNES and then to mobile and then to Switch and Game Boy Color. But I'm playing with the Sega controller because better D-pad. This little 2D game. We want a good D-pad. Voice is a little quiet. Let's turn down the Elgato again. Sorry. It's the Switch menu deceived me because the Switch menu is really quiet. Struggling to hear me. Maybe it was intentional. Let me check my microphone didn't just get turned down by that it didn't get turned down by Windows. It got turned down a bit by Windows. Cool, thanks. Anyway, Venture 4. That should be better though, sound-wise. We'll see if you you might recognise this from 11, because this is also used in 11. Good old Windows. But yeah, that's my completed save up there, level 20. So, any funny ideas for a character name? The name of the character does actually affect their stat growth, like the first few characters affect the stat growth, but I don't know the algorithm that affects it. Tim. Sure. I mean, you're the only one here, so you kind of have all the power in naming the character. Roman numerals as well. And these characters. No, wait. Tony? Hold up. I can't. On-screen keyboards will just be QWERTY. In case Joe watches the VOD. Joe won't watch the VOD. It's an RPG and it's a VOD. But we can message him afterwards. I'm going to set the message speed to be quite fast, because otherwise it will, text will take ages. Tony, scion of the bloodline of Erdrick, hero of legend, long have I awaited thy coming. In days of yore, thy revered ancestor did receive of the almighty goddess the sphere of light. This uses this sort of language. By its power was our world rid of the menace which did beset it. Yet alas, some few years past, there did arise a new threat, the Dragon Lord. With his cunning he did steal away the sphere of light from us, plunging the land into darkness once more. Should this state of affairs be suffered to continue, the night must surely take unrelenting hold and our realm perish. So I say unto thee, Tony of the bloodline of heroes, vanquish the accursed Dragon Lord and reclaim the sphere of light. In the chests, yonder wilt thou find items to aid thee on thy quest. Take what thou wilt with my blessing. Partake also of the wisdom of those loyal subjects gathered here in my throne room. Doubt not that that their knowledge will serve thee as well as any shield. May the goddess guide thee to victory and return thee unto us ere long, brave Tony. I'm not going to read all the dialogue in this game, because it is a pain trying to read, that kind of like ye old English. But open the chests, get a key, a torch, and some gold. Let me just remember the button to bring up the menu. It's Y. And we also start off with a bamboo spear, so we'll equip that as our weapon for now. And yeah, we're level 1, 15 HP, no MP, and pretty low stats. Do we know about the princess? No, we'll pretend we don't. But yeah, pretty basic plot. Dragon Quest is the Dragon Lord has taken over, and the princess has been taken. So we gotta go rescue the princess and beat up the Dragon Lord. Also, yes, this is how the Switch version looks. The backgrounds and stuff, I think, are the same as the mobile port, but for some reason they redrew the character sprites. It is anything, yeah. It is like, pretty much the first example of the JRPG. So, but yeah, one of the items we got was a magic key, so we can open that. But we no longer have a key because keys are single use, and that is one of the very much archaic things about this game. Like single use keys. Yeah, he's just saying to save. And another archaic thing, you have to come back to this castle and talk to the king to save the game. Leave Tony. Nope. And yeah, all the doors are locked in this game. So yeah, you have to get keys to unlock any door, but we won't be getting keys for a good while, so... which means we're not going to be going down here, or talking to any of them, because if we go above this wall, then we leave the castle. I'm trying to remember if there's anything important down here, just people to talk to. But we can look inside pots. We'll get some medicine. There's nothing there. If this guard could walk away from the pot. Please? Walk away from the pot. I want to look in the pot. No? You're not gonna... Oh, there we go. Oh, there's nothing in it. Never mind. And first stop, the first town, which is right next to the castle. So of course we could sleep at the inn, but obviously we don't need to right now. Here's the bank. The bank is pretty useful in Dragon Quest 1 if you are experimenting to see if you can get further out. Because if you die, you lose half your money that you're holding. So you want to store it in the bank. Let's see. I don't have enough for a copper sword. But I think I will grab leather suit. Yeah, because we didn't start off with any armor. I'm looking at the TV and I could just look at the OBS screen to play. But we've got a bit more defense now. Have I heard? Yes, I've told. Okay, that's not helpful. Oh yeah, telling you that you can buy keys somewhere. Nothing in the pot. Alright, this girl will follow you if you talk to her. no, don't want to sell anything. We can equip the Dragon Scale for some added defense. We'll grab one more medicine herb. The items. So, so who's this girl? It's just a random girl. Apparently, if you in like some versions of the game, if you stay at the inn overnight while she's following you, they'll like comment on it that you saying that you might have had a fun night together, but like in sort of a kind of way. But I've never managed to get that text to trigger myself, so they might have taken it out of the Switch version or something. Anyway, that's pretty much all we can do in the town. So first, and yes, she'll stop following you once you either stay at the inn or leave the town, I think. But definitely when you leave the town. Yeah, our first port of call though is to walk around in front of the town and do some grinding. Because, yeah. We're not going to get far with our level 1, 15 HP. No spells, no MP. Barely any money because I spent it all. Because obviously if we stray too far, we might die and lose half our money. The grinding sessions ended after 3 hunts. The third you joined someone else's. They killed it 2 minutes after you joined. Nice. That's the multiplayer experience when it comes to grindy games, isn't it? Join someone else's game. They do all the work because they're like higher level than you, and you reap the rewards. Also, one really cool thing, because obviously you start in the castle, you leave, you can immediately see your end goal, like that castle to the bottom right is your end goal. Like, I think it's really cool that you can see that from the start. And actually you get a map, and I don't know if this is true in the original version, but in at least the Switch version you get a map. And yeah, you can see the whole world. And yeah, I like that you can see your end goal. I think that's a really neat sort of thing. Like, especially considering, again, like how old this game is, and that they basically kickstarted the genre. So yeah, it's a bit of a slow start because I don't want to venture too far away. Like our first port of call, once we attack this slime. Yeah, our first port of call will be the sort of. I think it'll be that pink bit, which is just a cave with some story stuff in it that I don't even know if you have to do, but I'm going to do it just in case. But our next town will be the one at the very top left. But I don't want to venture that far at level 1. I want to level up a bit, get some money in order to buy the best equipment I can in this town. Now the encounter rate isn't too annoying. You can walk across the world without constantly being bombarded by enemies every few steps, but it does mean if you're intentionally grinding, it can take more steps than you might want. But hey, we leveled up. How much money we got? 36. Not much. Also, the overworld theme is a lot more it's a lot slower, more melancholic than what you might expect. Because in this story, the Dragon Lord, the bad guys, kind of already won, and you're like, reclaiming the world back from him. So it makes sense. It's a little more sort of moody. Oh, unit. Not like a sort of big upbeat sort of tune. Yeah, we are at the point of the game where we are just beating up slimes until we level up. And because also, like, again, the game's showing its age, if you want to see how much XP you need to get to the next level, you have to come back in here and talk to the king. So I need 13 more XP. And yeah, this is where we have to go to save. The slimes deserve it, but they're so cute. But yeah. Also, as I was saying earlier, this is the Switch version, as you can tell, and yeah, I'm not a huge fan of what they did with the character sprites. Like, I don't think they look awful. It's just they don't match. They don't match the rest of the visuals because they're in a different resolution, like a different pixel resolution. The weird thing is, I think the mobile versions had more like the sprites were consistent with the backgrounds, I think, in the mobile versions. So I don't know why they didn't keep the mobile version sprites. Like Dragon Quest III has a bit of a similar issue, but I think in Dragon Quest III, I think those sprites do fit in a bit better. But it's nowhere near as bad as Final Fantasy VI on PC. Like at least there's no like forced filter over everything. And like I think it does look more in tone with the game as well than Final Fantasy VI's sprites on PC. Like, so those sprites, like, I mean, just taking off the blurring filter does, alleviate, the issues a teeny bit, but I don't like the aesthetic of those sprites. But at least I feel like the sprite here, it doesn't look as bad, but it's not ideal either. My bigger gripe though is why does the game run at 30 FPS? This is a game that presumably ran at 60 on the original console that was on. It's a 2D game. Why is this being coded to run at 30? And I don't know if it's going to come across on stream, but the sort of scrolling is sort of a bit sputtery. I'm not sure why. I don't know whether it's a frame pacing issue or whether it's just weirdness with the scrolling. But it's kind of the thing of like my eyes will get used to it, but it's like I don't know why it's like this. Again, Dragon Quest III's port, like, while it technically has the issue, it's less noticeable. It feels like it feels like it looks nicer and feels like it runs nicer. How many more slimes do I need to beat up till I get to the next level? Hey, one more. Hey, I've now learned heal. I don't need heal yet. I mean, that said, my max HP is now 24, so I am 10 below my max. Because you don't sort of gain the XP, like, you don't gain, like, MP and HP upon leveling up. And also, this isn't like the Final Fantasy, like, PS1, like the ports of the PS1 Final Fantasy games, where you can have, like, speed up and, like, avoiding random encounters. I mean, avoiding random encounters would completely, like, ruin the game. Like, it would kind of like defeat the purpose of the game. Like, it wouldn't work. The game wouldn't work because you need to grind for the XP. You need to grind to be able to take on the Dragon Lord at the end. So you kind of need the random encounters in this. I'm going to stay at the end, regain my HP, see if I can venture a little further out. So I might be able to get one more bit of armor or a weapon or something. No, I can't get more armor, but I can get a new weapon. But it's probably not worth getting the open club when I can just wait till I get the copper sword. I think there's still slimes up here. Yeah. So we'll go in this cave. And again, semi-archaic thing of this game. You need torches to look around the dungeons. Again, I reckon this might be where Pokemon got the idea for Flash from. The slime sprite looks cute. Yeah, the battle sprites, they're all like high-res sprites. And the slimes always look cute. But yeah, this dungeon is so special in that there's no enemies here, you just come here to like find some flavor text, but I don't know if coming here like is a prerequisite to opening stuff later in the game. Pokemon should have left the torture idea alone. At least I'm pretty sure though, at least with Dragon Quest, I'm pretty sure this is the only game to do it in the series, so but yeah. Yeah, we come down here basically a message left by Erdrick before, like when he died or before he died or whatever. And basically he's telling us that we need to get 3 artifacts, 3 plot tokens essentially. Yeah, basically just telling you to fulfill your destiny, get the plot items, and travel the world to find them. Yeah, there's no enemies in this dungeon. So it's pretty safe, but you know, if you don't have the torch, it might be a bit hard to navigate. It's already awkward enough to navigate as it is. You love plot items? Do you know? See, the encounter rate isn't super high. Like I got up to here without without having a thing. Also, I have no idea why they chose that as the sound fight to play with this. Like, oh, I don't need to stay at the end. Especially because it's more expensive here. But this is Galen Home or Galen Home. I don't know how you pronounce it. But yeah, I can't really afford any of these other than European Club, which I just want to save up the Copper Sword and the leather suit which I already have. But yeah. Yeah, this guy tells us princesses towards the east. Since I used the torch, I'm going to grab another one. Now we do get a spell later that lets us not bother with using torches if we don't want to, but we don't have that yet. Yeah, I mean the main point of going to this town, for the moment anyway, is just to get some better items than what we can get in the first town. So we need more money for that. We do come back here much later once we can get keys, because there is more stuff in here. Because you might have seen the locked door. Hey, our first enemy that's not a slime, a ghost. And yeah, it's still pretty easy. Oh, and a Draki. Nice. Again. Pretty easy. Now, if we were playing the original 8-bit version, XP gains would not be nearly as much. A lot of the changes in this modern version are based on changes made in the SNES version that came along. It was like Dragon Quest 1 and 2 packed into one cartridge or something like that. And they made quite a few changes or balance changes to money and XP gains and how much stuff. I think maybe how much stuff costs. Or maybe not cost, but like gains, at least. So yeah, if we were playing the 8-bit version, we wouldn't have as much XP, we probably wouldn't have as much money. Or stuff would be costing more. I can't remember which way around it is with the money. Speaking of XP, level 4. And I learned Sizz. Still not got tons of money though. But just in case, I'm gonna go back to the castle and save again. And because I can also show off a way you can avoid having to stay at inns if you're around this area of the map. Yeah, so of course we have the heal spell. And that heals us, but you lose XP when you do that. XP, MP when you do that. But talk to this guy. We regain our MP. So basically you don't really need to use inns unless you have to top up your health and magic while you're away from this area. Yeah, let's talk to the king again. I need 57 XP to get to the next level. So yeah, I'm not... yeah, so I'm now at the point where I'm basically grinding for money. As much as XP. Now, I can't remember whether it's better to go for defensive stuff first or attacking stuff first, but I want to save up for that better sword, rather than going for the club in between. So this is most of the game, though, the battle screen. So I hope you like the intro to the battle theme, because we're going to be hearing that a lot. And the victory theme as well. I say theme, it's like a sound effect. Yeah, since we leveled up, we're sort of taking some of these enemies out in one hit instead of two now. As you level up, XP gain, like, sort of... I think you can get to a point in the later levels where, like, it takes the same like amount of XP to get to each level or something like that. Or, and you can level up quicker because, like, XP gains from enemies are, like, static, like, instead of scaling to your level or, like, the level gap or anything. So XP gains become quicker because you start beating enemies quicker. Of course, at the early levels, you have to deal with the gaps between levels being bigger each time. Static XP is something they modernized away in modern games. Yeah. I mean, once we reach the point where I'm basically grinding before going to the final dungeon, I'm basically going to go to the area where there's metal slimes and just hope that I can beat up some metal slimes. That's basically going to be my strategy. But that's probably a few weeks away. Like a couple or 2 or 3 weeks away. Yeah, we're beating up weak enemies to start with. But yeah, basically, I don't know how I'm going. I don't know how I'd be able to really describe it. Like, we're in the top left bit, but like, actually, I can just walk over to where it is probably. Yeah, now we've been to this town. Like, once we've bought equipment that we want from that town, like, we'll want to go to the right, to the east. And I think the easiest way to demonstrate would just be walking over. Yeah, I want to go across this bridge, and then there's a town to the top right, the blinking orange square. We're not going to cross the bridge right now. I fear I'm too low level to cross that bridge. No, I wanted the menu. Oh, we're at 195. We'll come down here, I think it's closer. We can get on Copper Sword. Yeah, obviously the practice of playing a grindy game, this is just like gearing me up for Diamond and Pearl. Well, Diamond. Because, like, out of the Pokemon games I've played, Gen 4 definitely feels like one of the more grindy ones. But, yeah, now we can get a Copper Sword. Oh, yeah, so equip our Copper Sword, and we can sell our Bamboo Spear. Wow, all 5 coins. How many weeks do I reckon till Diamond? So, Rayman 2 will be 2 weeks, I reckon. And then I think, so if Rayman 2 is 2 weeks, I think the week after that will be the anniversary of me starting. Yeah, big air quotes because, you know, of me technically starting years ago. And so I want to do something for that. And then I'll have 1 or 2 weeks of the one that I'm not telling you, that, you know, I'm keeping a surprise till I do it, well, till the week before I do it. So, yeah, a few weeks, maybe like a month or so. So, yeah, we've still got a little while to go. Right, so now that we've got that, I'm just going to go do myself a heal. Do myself a heal, restore my MP, and save again because I've got some progress done. Yes, the secret. I'm more saying surprise than secret because it's not like a secret project like you've been doing. It's more of a I want what I'm playing to be a surprise because it's different to the sort of stuff I normally do. Like it's a different sort of game to what I normally play. Yeah, we actually only have 14 more XP to go till we level up again. So, you think you know what it is? Do you? I mean, you can guess if you want to. It's a game. Wow! Who would have thought that me, someone who when streaming pretty much just streams games, is going to stream a game? I found it funny how the other day when I put in the group chat, like, oh, I've decided what I'm going to do for my next few Sunday ones, and like it took Joe like until I basically told him to guess what it was. Yeah, I think he's going to use give them more XP than the slimes, so. If I wanted to, I could theoretically. Joe trying to guess is funny. Yeah, like I could like take like just one Joy-Con and like remap the buttons so that I have like the like movement and face buttons on the same Joy-Con. And just play it one-handed because this game is simple enough to do that with. Numerous times he told him project required recording footage, he still thought it was a layout. When you first told us about it, I thought it was going to be like Breath of the Wild, like highlights or something similar. But then when you said it wasn't to do with Breath of the Wild, I was like, okay, I don't know what you're doing other than it's a video, or presumably a video. Cup. I hate it when the water decides to splash out of the cup as I'm like tipping it back to normal. Actually, since I leveled up, I feel like highlight something you do at some point is so much to. I assume you mean sit through, not sit theory. But that's just a sit theory. Oh, I didn't mean to heal there, but whatever. I mean, I am going back to save, which will include getting my MP back. Yeah, the RNG for like encounters on the overworld, it's like you can sometimes get impressively far without having an encounter. You went through 75 hours. Oof. How many gigabytes is that? If you still have it on your hard drive. You dread to think. I'd have to plug in my hard drive to find out how many gigabytes like my Galaxy playthrough was, but it's quite a lot. Like I think my Stream Archives folder is like several hundred gigabytes. Well, I'm not doing myself any favors by streaming at a high bit rate. It's just like I'm a stickler for for video quality, so check when you boot your laptop up later. I'm guessing you're on phone then. Yeah. I sort of thought you might have been based on the sort of time between me saying something and you replying. What are the prices of the bits here that I might want to get? Oh. 300 and 800. You know what, we'll go and get the leather shield from the first town. Yeah, also when I was saying about like how they sort of speak in like ye old English, that is something from the original, from the localization, the original American release on the NES, or maybe I should say NES if I'm talking about the American release. But like the script has been completely rewritten for the mobile port. I think the script, actually I don't know how the script was done for Game Boy Color port, because that was based on the SNES version as well, but obviously screen size limitations. But like, I think it was the mobile port that redid the translation originally, and that's what this translation comes from. I guess they decided to keep the. I guess they decided to keep the sort of ye old English, just because of like it being relatively iconic. Yeah, we're level 5. We've got decent armor. Oh, I'm gonna have a go at crossing the bridge. I'm gonna have a go at crossing the bridge, see if I can handle those enemies. Because if I can, it's gonna be a bit quicker to grind on tougher enemies because of higher XP gains. Orange Protege. The SNES version speaks in the old English, doesn't in the English release, the DS release. Ah, right. Yeah, like I think 1, 2, like I think I'm trying to think if the DS versions of like 4, 5, 6 have different translations to the mobile versions of 4, 5, 6. But like I think 1, 2, and 3 all got updated localizations for the mobile ports. I think I don't know if 8 got a redone translation for the 3DS version compared to the PS2 release. I'm not sure. And I'm not sure about 7 because I think 7 also came out in America as well. Like 1 through 4 came out in America, and then I think 7 did, and then 8 came out everywhere. Like 5 and 6, and then like the SNES ports of 1, 2, and 3 were Japan only. And then Europe didn't get any of the games until 8. Not like how Europe didn't get any of, like, America only got Final Fantasies like 1, 4, and 6 to start with until the PS1 era. But Europe didn't. I don't think Europe got any Final Fantasies until 7. I guess Europe hates RPGs. What happens if I venture further? It's still slimes. And like Drakis and ghosts and stuff, I think. Good old Europe. Yeah. I mean we got the short end of the stick a lot of times with games, just in general back then. I mean, for one thing, are unoptimized. Are unoptimized 50 Hz for games, for one thing. Till Xenoblade. Yeah, yeah. I mean, it's like, I mean, we can buy the Wii version for like 15 quid at CEX. Maybe more, maybe less, I can't remember the most recent price, but the last time I looked at it, it was like 15. I think we sell the 3DS version even cheaper. Let's cross another bridge, see. Okay, Dracolite. Yeah, this is putting up more of a fight. It's like immediately upon crossing the bridge, you know 15 isn't bad for Xenoblade. Yeah, it's cheaper than like what CEX sells games like Mario, like sort of Mario Galaxy and like Smash Bros. For and stuff. So I'm feeling confident that I can make it up to the next town. Whether it's worth getting now, Definitive Edition, that is another question. Yeah, I suppose. I suppose it depends on. I can't remember exactly what it changes. Like, if there's any changes that might be objectionable, or if you just prefer, or maybe you just prefer the 480p look. Yeah, this is our next town. Here we learn that Claire here, her husband has gone looking for magic keys. Yeah, we're pretty far away from some of these armors and stuff. And pretty far away from the Iron Axe as well. Yeah, we'll be getting armors in the second town a lot earlier than we're getting these armors. The Sword of Legend. Ooh. Everything in Defensive Edition is an upgrade. Unless you decided an anime art style JRPG suddenly looks too anime in HD. But you might notice a sparkling spot on the ground. This is a quality of life change introduced in later versions. I don't know which version, but like in the original version, this on the 8-bit version, it wouldn't have been sparkling, but here it is. So, and an NPC in a later town does give you hints, does tell you to like come here and go like 4 steps down. So yeah, let's examine the ground at my feet. And we've got the fairy flute. Now what does the fairy flute do? Oh, we'll play a soothing melody. It takes like ages. But that can't be used right now. If you've played Pokemon, if you played a Kanto Pokemon game, it's used in a similar fashion. And I'm lying to this person, I haven't set foot upon the isle to the south. Yeah, the people in this town are basically telling you that there's a town to the south that sells keys, and hinting at a legendary sword. Behold, the public baths. Enter, wanderer, and cleanse thyself. I don't need those plain clothes, but I can sell them. And also what I got a Seed of Strength. Now in Goal of Hints and NPC dialogue, Joe wouldn't cope. I don't think he would, honestly. Because if you're not using a guide, you have nothing to go off other than NPC hints. Like, you have NPC hints and an open world. That's what the game gives you. And yeah, I have read the thing about quality of life changes in Definitive Edition. But yeah, seeds. I guess these are kind of like... I'm trying to think of like equivalents in other games. I suppose they're kind of like the... Well, no, the stat... Well, the stat drinks in Pokemon are like IV, rather than just affecting the stat entirely. Like, not IVs, EVs. I suppose EVs are kind of like... I don't know. No, not EVs, are they? They are just... Are they just for stats? I never use them. But yeah. In other later games, you might want to sort of consider who might use these seeds. Since you're a single person party though in this game, just use every seed you get when you get them. Also, because you have a limited inventory, like one more item and it will be full. It was full before I used that seed. So yeah, I'm gonna go sell that set of plain clothes just to free up my inventory. Again, that's another archaic thing about the game. Your inventory is very, very limited. Like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. You're limited to 10 items, and that includes things you've equipped. So yeah. But another woman in here, and this is the start of a long-running joke in the series. Thou art fair indeed. Wilt thou sample the sensual Puff Puff for a mere 20 coins? And let the ritual begin. My customers are appreciated, noble sir. Pray, visit us as often as the mood taketh thee. So this is one of the few times in the series where it's implied to be played straight, and the hero does receive Puff Puff. Obviously, in later games, there's always a joke with it. I was going to talk to that person. But yeah, other NPCs were hinting towards a legendary sword. And yeah, this guy basically says like, yeah, Erdrick, our ancestor, had like a sword, and we want to try and get it and use it. I don't want to talk to you again, I want to be at the menu. Yeah, I don't know how the control scheme worked in the original version, but in the Switch version, you can press Y at any time. I know this happened in controller, but like, you press Y at any time to bring up the menu. But if you're not like facing an interactable object or facing a person, you can also press A. Which is why sometimes you'll see me open the menu after a battle, because I'm mashing A to get through the battle screen. Do I need any items? Not really. And yeah, this person tells us that there's a golem, whatever, however you want to pronounce it, that fears the fairy flute. So yeah, that's our hint. That's our hint to use the fairy flute, and then we get our hint where to find it later on in the game. But again, I've already found it because of the thing, because of the sparkly spot on the floor that was added in later versions. Yeah, and while I'm talking about mechanics and stuff, despite how old this game is, despite it kickstarting the genre, you know, the battle system, you know, it's pretty, you know, when we get to the next one, it's like, battle system is pretty much a standard RPG battle system, it's just with one opponent and you, instead of a party and lots of opponents. They have your regular attack, you got your spells, you know, you can try to flee and you can use items. You know. And like, you know, you gain XP, you gain money. Stat wise, you know, you got stats that are, you know, still pretty standard RPG stats for, you know, stuff. There's a reason it's the standard. Yeah, it's just like, it's interesting that despite going this far back into the history of the genre, it's not that different. Like a lot of the mechanics, you know, wouldn't feel out of place in the you know, more modern RPG. I mean, a lot of modern RPGs will, you know, have different things to this on purpose, but like, you know, especially in terms of like random encounters and more complex like battle systems. But like, you know, I find it's impressive that despite its age, it doesn't necessarily feel completely outdated. Right, let's go and save, because we got some stuff. Actually, before we save, I'm gonna go to the bank. Because as well as money, you can store items in the bank because of your painfully limited inventory. It's just like storing items in the PC and older Pokemon games. Yeah, we're gonna stick the fairy flute in because we don't need it. We can't really put any money in anyway because you can only store them in multiples of 1,000. And I don't have 1,000 gold right now. Oh wait, I need to heal first. No, I don't need to do it again. No. I apologise for flashing, that's just the game. Not much I can do about it. Yeah, 230 points to the next level. Yeah, we're at level 6 now. It's 6 out of 30, you know. We're more than a sixth of the way there. To the final level, and even then we don't need to get to level 30 to beat the game. You can start going towards the final, you can start going to the final dungeon when you're like level 20. Or even lower. But I think to stand like a realistic chance of beating the game, I think you have to get to level 17. I think someone did the maths. But I'd rather go in over prepared. How much does stuff cost here again? 300 and 800. Yeah, we got a lot of we got a long time before that happens. There's such thing as over-prepared. You're prepared or not prepared. I mean, there is such a thing as over-prepared in that, like, if you like if you could, like, say if you got all your Pokemon to level 100 and like maxed out and somehow maxed out their IVs before, like, but you somehow bred like max IV and maxed out their EVs, like, and like level 100 your Pokemon before going into the Elite Four. That would be being over-prepared with like as many like revives and potions as you can carry. I mean, I don't know how you would. Because in a lot of the games you need to have like gotten into the post game to find out your IVs and stuff. But you stand corrected. Alternatively, if you just like hack stuff in with action replay or something. But that'd be cheating rather than over preparing, I suppose. Yeah, apparently, going yourself to level 30 is just like overkill for beating the game. Apparently. So I'm probably not going to do that for stream because that'll just be wasting time grinding. But you might have seen on the map when I've opened it before, there is a suspicious looking bit just to the sort of between the start and the town we were in earlier. That pink square at the top. Why don't we investigate it? Oh, it's cast scissors on me. The good old days of grid-based movement where you can't move diagonally. There's an old man. Yeah. Somewhere in this world there's a heart. Bring me this curious instrument and the Staff of Rain shall be thine. So the Staff of Rain is one of the plot items we need, but we need another, MacGuffin to get Staff of Rain. So you need a plot item to get a plot item. It's like a trading quest, but with less steps. Because, you know, it's just trade one thing for another, not trade a whole string of things. And also it doesn't have any weird time limited. It doesn't have any time limited things like the big Goron Sword quest in Ocarina of Time. Always annoyed me. Or 16 XP from a Scorpion. I think which of these enemies show up in Dragon Quest XI. The Draki family must show up in 11, I'm sure. Probably must. Obviously the Slimes do. But I'm trying to think of like other enemies we've seen so far show up in 11. Oh, one of my friends is playing Pokemon. I think that friend's getting Pokemon Snap. Well, to get him to let me know how it is. Ah, Skeleton. Yeah, I'm going to heal. No! Attacked before I could heal. Okay, so yeah. Yeah, the king like rants to you if you die. Oh, I didn't mean to hit no. Because I've been playing Dragon Quest XI where if you hit B on the would you like to continue, it lets you continue, whereas here B counts as no. So yeah, I lost half my money there. I actually would have had enough to buy armor. The art like a next set of armor, so I shouldn't have gotten cocky. In my defense, I was handling the other enemies around there. Yeah, New Snap does look fun, but yeah, I don't know if I'd play it enough to warrant the price. I don't know if it's going to be like content packed enough for the price either. I mean, arguably Sword and Shield. You know, is that content packed enough for 50 quid? Yeah, we can argue about that as well. Well, we probably wouldn't argue, but I'm more saying the point could be argued. That said, I only had to pay like 25 quid for my copy of Sword because of I had like 20 quid's worth of Nectar points. So I had to pay like 25 quid for mine. That was a much more reasonable price, I think. Like I think I paid more for Dragon Quest XI, and yet I'm still getting content out of it. Sword and Shield are only content packed if you like endless raids and circles. Yeah, the raids do wear on me. Like, they take so long. Like, because obviously you're having to, if you're playing it, you know, if you're doing multiplayer, you have to wait for everyone to act. You know, if you're playing sync, and then, you know, regardless, the animations and everything just takes ages. And then, while there's loads of grinding in this game, you know, the battles don't take too long. Especially if you have the message speed set high, like I do. I mean, turning text speed on to high is like the first thing I do in a lot of games. I mean, that said, in this game, like, text speed and sound are the only settings. But hey, look, this game lets you adjust the volume. The thing that bugs you about the raids is it feels like they released the post-game in favour of raids. It feels like they wanted. It feels like they want the wild area to be like a live service game, but it doesn't work, if you ask me. Yeah, the first pair of Agenda you often have a lacking post-game. But yeah, like, I mean, I don't remember if like Gen 4s had much of a story, but at least they had a new area to go to. I say Gen 4, I mean Diamond and Pearl, because my Platinum has more stuff. Yeah, like it kind of feels like they wanted the wild area and the raids to work like like a live service game where you constantly play it and they sprinkle events into it, but it just doesn't work. For me, I say for me, it does don't think it works in general for that. And I'm not against live service games because I play some like Warframe. And a few extra small story. But yeah, it's like I couldn't remember whether there were any new story bits, but I know there's the island that you can explore and stuff. And even then, you could argue that Gen 4 has like a sort of a thing you can keep doing after the game ends, but you could already start doing it before the game ends with the underground. Because the raids are kind of like that. Yeah, Joe really runs out Gen 6 post game, but has something equivalent to everything in Gen 8 pre DLC. Yeah, Legendary Hunts, like, Sword and Shield doesn't have that before the DLC, does it? And even then, the DLC, a lot of, most of them, I know there are some that aren't raids, but most of them are just the Dynamax adventures. Like, pre-DLC, did Sword and Shield have a Legendary Hunt that wasn't just the 2 story ones? Yeah, that's weird. Especially considering, like, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire had, like... I really enjoyed the Legendary Hunt in that game, actually, in those games. Because while a lot of it was gotten to by soaring to islands, like, on specific days, it felt like you were doing something, you weren't just going to the same place and picking something to do. Because you were actually flying to the place. But we got more armor, so we can sell our previous one. And let's go save. Let's go save, not let's go further in. It's your favorite Legendary Hunt system. Yeah, like I spent. Although I kind of hesitate to call some of it like post game because you can do most, if not all of them, before you actually beat the game. But yeah, I really enjoyed doing it. Like, it's the reason it took me a while to actually go to the Elite Four when I played Alpha Sapphire, because I was just doing Legendary Hunts. Oh, I'm already healed. Yeah, since I got better armor, let's go and save. Of course, Omega Ruby Alpha Sapphire also had, like, the Delta episode. Oh, I hit no again. No. You did most of them post game. Yeah, I did a lot of them like before going to the Elite Four because I think I found out you could do them. I started doing them and just kept putting off going to the Elite Four. Since we got better armor now, though, you can probably stay around a higher level area for a bit longer. You were rushing to the Delta episode. Fair enough. I enjoyed the Delta episode. I mean, some of it was kind of just like fly here, fly there, talk to people. But especially by the end, when you were like, you had the unique dungeon at the end, and then obviously the fights at the end. They were really good. So it's not like Sword and Shield where it's just fly here, fly there, and then catch the legendaries at the end while doing some fights. Like, there's no unique areas. Gold. I just realised you can't see how much money I have. Because of where my webcam is. It's in the top right. Sword and Shield's Percy Story was annoying because he had Jedward at home. Yeah, they are kind of like... Were Jedward a British act? If so, do you think Swordwood and whatever, is it Shield that and Swordwood? Like, do you think they were intentionally referencing Jedward? If they are a British act, I can't remember. It's been so long since they were relevant. Actually, relevant. Irish outright. Fair enough. Relevant. I think it was a UK specific Dragon Quest IX advert. Like, Dragon Quest IX on DS had Jedward in it. And like, I saw it on Twitter like a while ago, and I was just like, why did they do that? And like, I think like the comment on the tweet was just like no wonder Dragon Quest didn't take off. Thing is, I don't know if I had memories of that specific advert when I saw it, but like but I do remember seeing a lot of adverts for Dragon Quest IX when it came out. Okay, good. We survived. And we leveled up. Nice. I learned the snooze spell. Well, I'm gonna go rest in the inn. It's gonna be a bit expensive, but can't bother to walk back and heal and all that. It's only 12 gold. I think the armory here, I think everything's really expensive. Yeah. Everything's quite expensive here. Yeah. Can I go? Can I go? Thank you. Gotta love when NPCs block the way and you gotta wait for them to randomly move out of the way. Ugh. The skeleton. I'm only taking 5 damage. 6 rather than like 7, 8, 9 damage. Actually, since I leveled up, let's do the thing. Let's walk back. Don't worry, eventually we will be able to stop walking, like we'll be able to fast travel back to the castle instead of having to walk. But I can't remember what level we learned that spell at. Yeah, a lot of the early game though of Dragon Quest 1 is just, grinding for XP and money to level up and get better equipment before you can start venturing further out than the few towns we have access to right now. So, yeah. Ooh, we have 40 HP now. A whole 40. What's our max MP then? 21. Again, like the first, like I think it's the first 4 characters of the name. Like it affects stat growth, but I don't know. Like the sort of algorithm for it, essentially. Now I can't remember how much the other bit of armor in the top left town cost. I'm gonna go back and have a look. I can't remember whether it's like 500 or 800. We've been going for 1 hour 22 minutes already. Wow. I mean, I get like 5 to 10 minutes was intro, but yeah. So we've had like, doesn't feel like an hour. Yeah, it doesn't feel like I've been playing it that long. Maybe it's because I've not made tons of progress, but again, this is just how the early game of Dragon Quest is. Oh, good, it's 800 gold. I'll probably get the Iron Axe before I get that. Can't remember what monsters await down here. Yeah, because overall we are going to want to sort of below the sort of in the top right corner of the map. You know, I'm gonna see if I can get a like cursor image to put on OBS. Now, download this image, save it as. I hope it's not one of those fake PNGs. Twitch, save, add image, cursor. Pictures, Twitch. Hey, it's not one of those fake PNGs. It's a Mac cursor, deal with it, or a Mac-like cursor. So obviously, we've obviously this is where we started. This is our second town where we got the story stuff, where we'll get that Staff of Rain or whatever, and our third town. So the next main area we'll want to go is down here. There's a cave under here, and then to this town. This is the town that sells magic keys. Yeah, but I think we need to level up a bit more before we can come down here, because there's, again, tougher enemies once you emerge from the cave here. Plus we want enough HP. Because you might have noticed I've once or twice walked over this sort of purple poisonous surface that deals damage to you, so we need enough HP to be able to withstand that, to go into the cave. So, yeah. But for now, grind up and get better equipment while we're in this area of the game. That can my my mouse is very iffy. I'm just gonna hide the cursor now. But yeah, we don't need to come down to stuff that's here till a lot later, but we can beat up enemies here for a bit. Because I think it's a bit less far to travel, grinding wise. Of course, for this game, I'm not going to be playing it off stream at all, because I'm not going to do off stream grinding or anything, because grinding is the game, Dragon Quest 1. So to do off stream grinding would basically be not showing the game. But when I get to Pokemon, I will allow myself to do off-stream grinding. If I off-stream grind, there'd be no game. Exactly. Yeah, for Pokemon, I will. I'm going to allow myself to off-stream grind and use emulator speed up for the off-stream grind. Or maybe if later into the run, if the grind gets to it gets to a point where I have to grind in a stream and it's getting obnoxious, then I might speed up grind on stream. But I wouldn't sort of ever speed up speed up story stuff on stream or do story stuff off screen. I try to make sure story stuff happens on stream. I mean, obviously there'll have to be some grinding on stream because it's Gen 4. Oh yeah, and the bridge tile count as the next area in terms of enemy encounters, so if you're on the bridge you'll get enemy encounters from this side rather than the other side. In case you ever decide to play this game. Which, honestly, probably not recommend. I probably wouldn't recommend someone goes after this game unless they either want to see how the Dragon Quest series started or they want to see how the JRPG genre started. Because it is a lot of busy work to make numbers go up. Though actually thinking about it, I was saying earlier about inventory being limited, but at least some items like the medicinal herbs, they do stack. The torches don't stack though, annoyingly. I don't know if the Chimera wings stack or not, because I've never really bought more than one at once. I just keep one on standby, just in case. But yeah, the medicinal herbs stack, and the magic keys that we can get later stack. But again, for some reason the torches don't, I'm not sure why. 547 gold. Well, actually, we might have enough. By the time we make it back from town, we might have enough to buy the next weapon. Which will make the grind a bit quicker on these enemies that take more than one hit. Oh, move. Hey. And we'll sell our copper sword. So we got our attack power up, which is nice. And so again, after any major thing, I'm gonna save. After any major progress. Yeah, until we get magic keys though, we are kind of stuck, sort of not being able to make tons of progress. Like a lot of the plot stuff is kind of locked behind the keys. Like so plot stuff in the early areas are locked behind keys, and then obviously the later areas we obviously can't go to because of not being strong enough. Talk to the king. 85 XP for the next level. Again, I'm I'm grinding as much for money as I am XP though, so let's see. I'm actually wondering if I could go into that cave or not. Oh, I didn't mean to cast Scissors. Oh well, waste some XP. Not XP, MP. Just casually waste MP. Yeah, we don't really want to be grinding here. But at the same time, like, it'll probably take just as much time to flee as it would to beat the enemy, so it's like, I may as well beat them and get, like, the tiny amount of XP. It's not really wasting any more time. Connection? Are you okay? Connection? Yeah? Doing okay? Internet? Seems fine now. How's my RPG project going? I haven't worked on it in a little bit because I need to figure out I need to figure out how to like store the stats and all that to like, so what data structure to use to store the stats and all that, before I can really implement like the battle system and stuff, which is kind of what I need to do next. And at some point I want to implement the save system, so I want to make sure I don't make it too make it extensible enough to, or make it easy enough to save with this whatever system I use to implement the stats. Because with an RPG, as well as storing the character's stats, you also need to sort of be able to have like their temporary stat things in battle. I think I'm going to do it so that like, I think instead of like buying new weapons and armor, I think it's going to be that you just upgrade your weapons and armor throughout the game. So instead of having like your base stats and then your stats from the equipment and then any temporary modifiers in battle, it's just going to be your stats and then your temporary modifiers in battle. But like, you sort of have to, because you also have to sort of figure out like the maths behind like how your attack stat would, be affected by the enemy's defense stat and stuff. Like, I mean, obviously stuff like balancing the amount would be fine. There's like the actual like base maths would need to be worked out as well. Like, I'll probably use a simple formula, like I might just, because I think like Dragon Quest One's formula for how it does it is online somewhere, so I might sort of just use that and maybe tweak it a bit. But yeah, it's like the figuring out this sort of stuff. And getting the flow of like the turn-based system working. I mean, obviously it'll be handled with like, I'll handle it with like states. Like, I think I've either already got or will. I think I've got like an enum that has like the state of the game overall of like whether you're in battle or in the field. But then I think for battles, obviously it'll just be like a state of, like you have the state of like input, like getting your inputs, and then like player's turn, enemy's turn, and having it just as a single enemy, it will help with making that simpler. So yeah, it's a lot to work out, but at least I'm, theoretically, once it's worked out and put together, like, that's when game design will start coming in as well. Like, because once the mechanics are there, you just need to basically tweak the numbers, and because like obviously mechanically different enemies basically is just like a thing with different numbers for its stats. But I might also try to make it so that certain enemies might act in a certain way, like they might try to spam a spell they've got, or they might try to, constantly defend or something. You still haven't done any work on yours? Yeah, at some point I will get back to it, it's just, figuring out the stuff. I leveled up, didn't I? Yeah. I reckon I can make it through here. Without dying? Yeah. I can't remember, yours is going to be like a sort of Metroidvania RPG hybrid-y thing, wasn't it? Or something like that? With like inspiration from like Xenoblade, I think, was it? I can't remember, it's been a while since we've discussed our projects, or our potential projects. Yeah, it's for mine is mainly like the stats and like battle system stats and battle system that need. Those are the main things that need to be programmed in now. Because like I've got like movement, I've got camera, I've got the scene stuff. Oh, the Mario and Luigi, right? And so for that one, you'll need to like. Are you making it so that like timing the button? Are you sort of going to do it where timing the button presses helps? So obviously that'll definitely require some thought into how to code that. You gonna try to? Ooh, good luck with that whenever you get to it. Like, it sounds like it's something interesting to try and code, but obviously I don't know where I'd start, really, sort of, in terms of detecting, like, timed hits like that. At least with yours is going to be, like, overworld encounters, though, rather than random encounters like mine. Unless I have the random encounter system going. You have an idea of how to do it? That's good. That's good. I mean, with like the stats, I'm basically just sort of like debating whether to use, like, just thinking about the main sort of thought in terms of data structure has been basically, would it be better to use a class or a struct? And also, can a class or a struct be serialized into a file in Unity? Because if not, I'd have to, like, I'd have to serialize it as just, you know, ints. And then like when I save and then when I load, have to fill it up from those ints. Depends how some of the Unity animation system is to Unreal. Oh right, you can tie custom methods to a time-party animation. I think you might be able to. Oh, it's been a while since I've used the animation stuff in Unity. I think you can. I think you might be able to call. I think you might be at least sort of call methods from the animation stuff, like from the animator. I can't remember though. It's been a while. Like oh, you can like. I think you can like get data from the animation or get variables from the animations or something like that in a script. I think. I think I had to like figure out something similar for a game jam once. Like in terms of I had to like use the animator in Unity to like get something in code or something like that. Also, actually, thinking back to like the random encounters, I think I'm quite happy with the system I got for doing random encounters of like walking a certain distance, like every sort of certain distance. I mean, it does mean you can avoid encounters just by going in a tight circle, but obviously if you do that, you're not going anywhere. So, and I think if and because it's based on a variable and all that, I could probably just like I could probably have it different areas having different encounter rates as well. Like, because I can make it so different areas have like different sort of step sizes for the encounters and different raw rates as well. So, yeah, that would work. Because obviously a lot of games, the random encounters are 2D tile based ones. So obviously you can just like you can just calculate it every time you move to a new tile. But obviously my game, not tile based. Haha, I'm fooling the game by circling the same spot over and over. Yeah, I mean, you wouldn't accomplish anything. But, yeah. Like, because I think. I'm trying to think whether I was, like, considering, like, a time based thing. But I thought, no, that might be too much to calculate and might just be sort of awkward to work with anyway. No, we still haven't got enough for an iron shield. Joe's messaged about that advert again. Only 200 more gold till we can get that shield. I'm testing how far I can go. Oh, Chimera. That's a lot of damage. Okay, that's too much damage. Yay, I've lost like 300 gold. Oof. Thing is, I couldn't have put any of that in the bank. I couldn't have put any of it in the bank because I didn't have 1,000 yet. So there's nothing I could have done to save that. Right, so now I know, don't venture that far out. But yeah, that dying like that though, is basically how to know you need to stay where you are right now before venturing further. I think the wild area tries to do something like that, but like obviously with you know with an overworld encounter system, you kind of can just walk around them. I mean, not that there's really anything to find in the wild area by walking around the Pokemon, but you know. I mean, there's raid dens, but they're pretty much useless until you're beating the game, because the raids you're going to get before you beat the game are going to be like, you know, really low level. So they're not going to be that useful. The wild area tried to do something and Sword and Shield summed up. I suppose. I mean, you could say they tried. That's debatable if you ask me. Like, Sword and Shield, more than any other Pokemon game, kind of felt like Game Freak was just going through the motions. To me, at least. $481. Getting closer to where I was before in terms of money. uh, oh no, I took no damage. Yeah. Let's just hope that Pokemon Legends comes out better than Sword and Shield. Like, it doesn't need to be like, I wouldn't say I need it to be on the level of like Breath of the Wild, but like it needs to be better than Sword and Shield. It kind of says something about my level of trust in Game Freak that like I'm more optimistic about the Gen 4 remakes turning out like not bad. Like, 'cause despite the art style, they look like they'll play just fine. Oops. Like, despite sort of whatever you might think about the art style, it's like if they're and like the fact they're adhering so close to the original game, like might mean that they're not gonna have the weird design problems of modern ones. Doesn't look promising, but so did parts of Sword and Shield. Yeah. I mean, any game can look promising in trailers. Sonic Forces look promising in early footage. Early footage that it like the where it looked like it was like, oh, this might be like the first level or something, and it was a level halfway through the game. I still can't get over how pointlessly easy Sonic Forces is. I'll say pointlessly, more like pointless, how pointlessly simple the level design is, I should say. Well, I finished my water. But complaining about Sonic Forces will be a job for when I eventually stream Sonic Forces. Because that will happen one day. One day I will get round to it. When I've played other games in the series. Pardon me. No, I didn't want to flee. I wanted to attack. Yeah, as long as the remakes. Yeah, I kind of agree. Like, I think they'll be fine if they play like the originals. I mean, there are things I'd like them to do with the remakes, but you know, as long as they don't mess them up, I'll be happy. I mean, I hope the Underground will be available to play online. Like, even if it has to be online with just friends or something. I think online is like the sort of logical thing to do. The Underground. Anyways, we have leveled up to level 9. So let's go back to the castle. And go and save. Skip through text. Pokemon taught me that if you're mashing through text, you should press B, not A, so that you don't accidentally start up conversation or whatever, if you were talking to someone or whatever. It's why I don't get caught out by, like, accidentally talking to the Pokemon Center again. Because I mashed B after hearing. What's my max HP now? 50. I think a couple hours, or just under a couple hours ago, we started with 15 health. Because we've been going for nearly 2 hours already. And you know what? We've made very little real progress other than getting money and items. Oh, speaking of money and items, we have enough to get our next armor bit. Actually, no, I will get that because yeah, I will get that. Rather than saving up 200 for another one. Joe's posting weird things on Facebook. But more so weird things he's had to do at work, I should say. Rather than his mind weirdness. I don't need to go in here. I need to go here. Iron shield. And we can sell our leather shield, get a tiny bit of money back. Oh, no, I did want to sell. I hit the wrong button. Joe was posting weird things. What else? It was more that he was posting like something that happened at work rather than like his mind going to weird places as usual. Yeah, we're level 9 already. We're like close to halfway in terms of like levels in terms of like the amount of levels I need to beat the game. He's been losing his mind recently. I feel like Amazon is breaking him. I very much feel like Amazon is breaking him. Which doesn't surprise me, it's Amazon. Yeah, unfortunately it doesn't surprise me that working at Amazon is breaking him. Alright, let's sit up straight. While I've not got much money, I'm going to see if I can get anywhere in this cave without getting too damaged. So yeah, we have the glow spell, which lets us basically do the torch stuff without a torch. Yeah, I don't think I'm not sure. I might be able to handle stuff beyond here, but I'm not sure. So we'll have a look, see if we can. There's a locked door there. Again, we can't do anything with it right now. Still these enemies. I mean, the first time I came here, I definitely wasn't prepared, but I can't remember what level I was when I came here and was able to handle it. Hey, critical hit, nice. And again, that's critical hits, even we're in this first installment. So here we are at the town where we can buy magic keys from. Yeah, we need 24 gold to stay at the inn. There's nothing in there. Yeah, this is where we can buy our magic keys from. And yeah, items are pretty expensive. Yeah, we're probably not going to be getting any of these anytime soon. I don't need any of those items. Eek. Anyway, heroin. Do those stack? No, they don't. Lovely. But, yeah, it seems like we can't find the magic key seller. I have not. Yeah, we won't be going to that to the south from here for a long time. That'll be like one of the last things we do. So, yeah. And again, more hints for for later in the game. Yeah. Yeah, we haven't found this key seller yet. Oh, then maybe they're down here. Oh, no. Of course they're not. Yeah, we gotta... Oh. Not exit the village. You have to defy common sense and walk around the edge. And not wander too far out in case we exit the village. Hey, another seed. Might as well. So yes, here we can buy magic keys. I'm going to buy as many as I can get, because they're cheap here. So yeah, we can only hold up to 6 magic keys at a time. But that means we can open doors. Also, I didn't mean to exit the village. Because here, Roderick is not here. He's grumbling about it. But if we come down here, here's Roderick. Yeah. He went to the wrong place. But yeah, this is the person who tells me where to find the fairy flute, but again, the sparkle on the ground kind of tells you where it is anyway, so that hint is kind of rendered a bit pointless in this version. But now that we have keys, we can open doors. Oh, no, yeah. And this guy again giving us hints of where items are. But again, these keys disappear when used. Yeah, keys are one-use items. Another seed. Might as well. No, there was nothing in there, was there? No. So we might as well grab more keys here, because again, they're cheap here. There are some other places where you can buy keys, but they all require keys to get to, and they are more expensive than they are here. So for now, I'd rather come here to buy keys. What I can do though, use the Chimera Wing, get back to the castle quickly, because we've been going for over tiny bit over 2 hours, but I'm reckoning I'm probably going to wrap up soon, but I will use keys around here first, just to show, just to grab the stuff that's here. So yeah, we can get in here, and yeah, we can buy keys from here. I think they're 24 gold, I think it was. So yeah, more expensive here. I think this heals us or something. Yeah. Pass beyond this point at thy peril. I can't remember what level I should be before. Okay, I can make it through. Am I strong enough to brave the grave of Galen? I would try. Now, try thy metal, get together home. And there press thee upon the wall of darkness till the path groweth clear. Yeah, again, hinting at a location in the game. Now, the place he's hinting at, I did have to look up when I first played the game because it wasn't that obvious. And yeah, again, showing its age. Yeah, I'm gonna heal myself before I go back across. I don't want to die. I don't want to die and lose half my money just walking across that. Like that would... I have died walking across that, and you still lose your money if you die to that. That restores my MP as well. Good. So as well as that info, coming out here does lead us to the castle dungeon. And Here we get one of our plot items, the Sunstone. So yeah, some actual progress now. Medicinal herb and seed of life. To use that, because again, since it's just a one-person party, there's no reason to not use seeds as soon as you get them. And yeah, before we save and quit, I was gonna go pop the Sunstone in the bank. I also just see there's nothing in there. Deposit items. Yeah, deposit the Sunstone here because we don't need it right now. Did I already check this? Maybe. Trying to remember if there's anything useful in that house. No, I don't think there is. And we'll just go grab these chests here as well. True hero will not stoop to petty thievery. Well, too bad. I'm stooping to petty thievery. Oh, we got money and seeds. Nothing bad happens. By the way. Like, nothing bad happens for doing that. But, again, archaic design. The doors respawn once you use them, so you have to waste the keys again to get back through them. Yeah. The keys cost more here, but you know, it's not worth travelling all the way back to the other town to get them. We're at max health in magic, so we can go save. Yes, I will record my tale. But no, I will not continue on my quest. And this time I mean it. And 1 sec. We won't switch over to thanks for watching screen just yet because I haven't changed around the thing yet. I need to change around the thing. I like to say what I'm doing on the Sundays. So, if you'll give me a minute. Sunday image. Did I seriously not make an image that's just Dragon Quest 1? Alright, let's crop the Dragon Quest 3 bit out. I'm too lazy to make a new image. Oh, no, don't crop it that much. I can't bother to make a new image, so I'm just gonna crop the one I've got. That works, maybe. There we go. Now we can switch over to the thanks for watching screen. Yeah, I mean, thanks for being here with me while I, just indulge in playing Dragon Quest 1 again, because I was kind of feeling the itch to replay it, despite obviously having only recently played it through. But otherwise, the text cut off there. Done text. I'll sort it out later. But yeah, obviously Tuesday, Rayman 2 from the Dreamcast, from the original hardware. That's going to be fun. I like the Dreamcast version of Rayman 2. And yep, next Sunday we'll be continuing Dragon Quest. Say next Sunday. Next time we have a Sunday stream, in case I don't stream next Sunday. We're continuing Dragon Quest. We made more progress than I thought we might today. Like, I wasn't thinking that I'd get to that town, like to get the keys. But now that we've got the keys, we can start doing a little bit more. Not tons more, but a little bit more. But yeah. Obviously, if anyone has been watching but not chatting, or even just having it on in the background while not even listening, that is all appreciated. It gets the numbers up. Yeah, and I'll see people either my next stream or whatever next stream in our group it is that I watch. Possibly Joe's stream tonight, whoever is on there, if he does stream tonight, depending on how tired he is from work. But lest I keep continuing rambling on, let's stop. My outros are getting worse. Help.